What's up, everyone? Welcome back. We are currently waiting around in this town called Whitewood Borough to meet up with the a certain knight who's often a courier for the Emperor to figure out why a letter that was addressed to Queen Minacera was instead delivered to Queen Abakai. Our contact that Minacera directed us to told us to go find another person who directed us to meet this knight here in Whitewood Borough, and we were doing some fast traveling in the last episode to kind of kill some time, but I've had kind of a long week with Daggerfall, you see, and I went ahead and just kind of traveled around until, we have 5 days left. We might just rest through it, honestly. Yeah, I've had a long week with Daggerfall, and I know what you're thinking, Micah. What do you mean Whitewood Borough? Weren't we supposed to meet the contact in Mercester? And you were totally right, dear viewer. That is where we were going to meet the contact. So what happened to our quest, right? Well, it's a funny story. Something was happening this weekend where I was getting ambitious with wanting to experiment with some... Let's rent the room for... Let's do it for 6 days just to be safe. I was experimenting with some operating systems because I'm really kind of getting fed up with using Windows. My computer's performance is not fantastic. Let me wait for I think 100 hours. What's 72 plus 24? 96. 96 should be good. I meant to rest for 96. Okay. Anyway, so I was thinking of installing a Linux distribution on my main computer. I've often installed Linux distros on like rinky-dink laptop that I have laying around, not the main piece. And I have this external hard drive that it's about 1 terabyte, and I'm like, okay, great. Well, I'll figure out how to boot into the external hard drive, and that wasn't going exactly as planned. Like, I was able to boot into the trial mode version of Ubuntu over and over again. Side note, Ubuntu is the chosen distro this time simply because we have some virtual machines at my job that use Ubuntu, and I think it would be helpful to have some specific familiarity with this it has some practical application in my job. Anyway, I kept booting into the trial version of Ubuntu, so I kept going through different boot options whenever I would try to boot to that external hard drive, and I blundered and ended up deleting my entire operating system. You know, it's embarrassing to admit how stupid I can be, because I even thought like my operating system on my main computer, I mean the internal SSD, not the external hard drive, which we were planning. But yeah, I'd even considered like, oh, you should back up your save files in Daggerfall, Micah. But I'm like, that would require a mistake, and I'm Micah. I'm not known for really making mistakes. In my infinite hubris, these were the lies I told myself, fueled by laziness, of course, because I didn't want to deal with it. Basically, I didn't want to I'd rather deal with the whole hassle that I've dealt with this week rather than go into my saved file and pull out the text, the save data.txt. So yeah, that's the long and the short of it, folks. I was kind of panicking at first because I was like, dude, what am I gonna do about Bogard? I was even considering, just fessing up in a community post and making a new character. But I realized that we could Theseus's ship this bad boy. Do y'all know the paradox about Theseus's? I'm saying this wrong. It's a tongue twister, but the ship, all right, the ship of Theseus. I'll say it like that. Basically, the idea is if you have a ship and you have to do repairs on it and you replace one part of it, that's still the same ship, right? You continue replacing as repairs go on over and over again. Let's go ahead and see what time this opens. Yeah, we're going to loiter for like 2 hours. You keep replacing board by board the ship until an entire new ship is there. Or I guess that's the idea. The question is it a new ship, even though the form and the structure of the ship is identical to what it was previously, considering that you have now replaced it? It is structurally resembles and functionally resembles the ship you had previously. But now it's its components are physically different. We have done a Theseus's ship maneuver with Bogard. All right, so I remade his class. I used a bunch of consult commands to speedrun the main quest and complete all the quests we've done before. I used consult commands, or actually just modified the save file directly to bring all the stats to where they were before. With one caveat, it seemed like no matter what I did, I was leveling up 2 times after I was resting. I didn't know how to fix that. I didn't understand how to like reset the little quotient that decides that it's time for me to level up. So instead, I allowed those 2 level ups to occur, and I reset my health and my stats to what they were at level 18. So now we're just going to level up more slowly. That's okay. I think that we're pretty much like, we could complete the final dungeon right now if we, had that quest unlocked. So just keep that in mind, that level number is not really representative of our boy here. Yeah, it was a long battle to get to this stage. I decided to keep Ubuntu even after the debacle, which means, I'm diving headfirst into being a Linux gamer officially. I'm just gonna walk around and see if our person's here, if we like misread the quest. Did we fail it? Currently, okay, 2 days left. On the 30th, she said it was okay. It's the 4th. I thought that the person would be here by now. But yeah, so I had to download and install the Linux version of the game. I had to get all my mods set up. It's mostly the same as what we saw before, with one caveat being that I turned off Villager Immersion Classic because it was causing some villagers to be gigantic. What else did I do? World of Daggerfall has had some very impressive updates since the last time we updated it, so that's cool. I don't think this town will show it off very much, but other towns will, I'm sure. Huh. Sweet. Does this have a way down? No. I think we might have overslept the night, to be honest. What does the night look like? We're probably just not even... We should just go interact with people. Okay. I thought that maybe we had missed the deadline for this quest, but here's our dude. Oh, you should be warned that I am a knight of the dragon in the service of the Emperor himself. If this is some ruse to ambush me, you will surely not live to regret it. Yes, I am Alabor de Yomton. This signet ring proves that you are indeed in the service of Minisera. Some time ago I delivered a letter from the Emperor addressed to the Queen of Daggerfall. If I'm not mistaken, Abakai is the Queen of Daggerfall, not Minisera. Tell Minisera that I take my duties quite seriously. I would never knowingly deliver a missive to the wrong party. Queen Abakai gave me this ring in gratitude. Show it to Minisera so that she may know that I am a loyal servant and faithful to my emperor. Alright, so he gives us a ring. Yeah, okay, so we got this part done. I'm not even sure. I think this is like an optional quest in the main quest, but it's all good. We want to check all of our boxes. Yeah, I had to like pull up that that very helpful flowchart on the UESP that describes it's a flowchart describing the main quest progression. It'd be like, oh, we did this one, we didn't do that one, and things like that to get to this point in the game. But it was actually, as far as loot and stuff like that is concerned, all I really had to do was build up potions and get some gauntlets. I actually just used console commands to spawn in some mithril gauntlets. I think that's where we were. But the good news about being someone who doesn't really use armor or a variety of weapons is that I did not have a lot of work to do for rebuilding my inventory. But yeah, I made a very stupid blunder that was completely avoidable that resulted in this professional IT support technician completely wiping my operating system. I really should treat myself with the same like respect and consideration that I treat the people that I serve at my job, because like it's rare for me to make this kind of stupid blunder whenever somebody else's ass is on the line, but whenever it's mine, it's like, oh, whatever, it's not a big deal. But yeah, my intuition was telling me that I was about to make a blunder, and I was like, no, I've got it. So silly. But we've pretty much recovered, but there might be some issues that we have to iron out with the production here, with production values, and there might be bugs in like the gameplay that I'm not aware of yet. So in that sense, we're back to square one, whereas previously I think I had pretty much ironed out the kinks. But yeah, without deliberating on that further, let's see what what Ministera has to say about these claims. Ah, now that makes sense. Uriel Septim addressed the message to the Queen of Daggerfall. When he sent it, I was queen. By the time it arrived, my dear Lysandus was dead and Abakai was the queen. We must find out what was in that letter. I have never trusted Abakai. Yesterday I received a letter from Princess Morgaya of Wayrest claiming to know of the Emperor's letter. Now there is a family that seethes under the rule of the Emperor. Return to me if you find out who has the Emperor's letter. For now, you have proven yourself to me, Bogard Masterton. Keep the ring as a token of my gratitude. I have no desire to own anything of Abakai's anymore. Okay, you received a letter from claiming to know something of the Emperor's letter. Now this is So I the player, know where the letter is. I wonder if I need to go figure out from Morgaya where the letter is, because that's going to be kind of an issue. I did go to Wayrest with the Theseus's ship Bogard to ruin my reputation, but I think I went a little bit too heavy, and like they straight up considered me a villain there. Do y'all remember if I was at villain status last time? I really don't recall. I know that they would try me for criminal conspiracy and kind of arrest me on sight, but I don't know if I was technically a villain. Okay, yeah. So the Dust of Restful Death, which is, in the last episode we got a vision from Medora telling us to go to convince Gortwog, Lord of the Orcs, to tell me where the true tomb of King Lysandus is. Wait, hold on. No, I need to learn where the dust is. We know where the tomb is. So we might want to head there, but I think I want to go to Wayrest and see if I can talk to Morgaya first. And, if we have to bail, we have to bail. That's all good. We're going to sail the high seas. We don't have any time limit on us. That's good. We have a lot of cash. I just copied the amount of gold that we had in the last episode, and it came out straight. I wonder how many assets we had that we had to ditch. Okay, let's go by ship. Wait. Oh, I clicked on Warwark Hollow. We need to click on Wayrest. Go by ship. Man, that ship cost is pretty costly. Okay, it's whatever. That's how it should be. But yeah, it's been weird getting used to the new operating system. I really like it for everything else I do. It's like after I'm done working my desk job during the day, I look forward to the time I spend on my personal desktop, because it's just fun using a Linux distribution, at least one like Ubuntu that's very popular and user friendly. There are many out there that are not so user friendly, but Ubuntu is known for its simplicity and accessibility, kind of like Linux Mint. Okay, so the guards are coming after me. We're gonna just bribe the guards, surrender. No. Whatever happened with my mods, I can no longer sprint with the horse. That's probably fine because I was just trampling villagers, but in situations like this, I don't mind trampling villagers. I would like to sprint, so... I meant to go check those mod settings. Let me just... Alright, let's go. Yeah, I found out there's... I meant to check in roleplay and realism settings. There's a way to toggle the ability to gallop in towns, which was, I guess, disabled by default. Interestingly enough, though, there's another setting for being able to trample citizens in towns, and so... okay, yeah, she does not give me any quests here. Maybe they just don't want to talk to me because my reputation is so bad. But I guess we'll go to Gortwog and take care of that other quest. Yeah, so they have the option for trampling. Like, you could disable the option to trample citizens by default instead of disabling the option to sprint in town by default. You know what I mean? Perhaps nitpicky there, but it seems a little bit redundant. Not a ton. It's not that bad, but you know. Bribe the guard? No thank you. Surrender? Of course not. I'm gonna, like, kick one of them on my way out. Yeah, I killed like 12 cops in this town and now they call me a villain. Whatever, Wayrest. Nice knowing you, buddy. Okay, so I returned to Minnesera, and now she has a new dialogue option. She says, so Morgaya says Gortwog has the Emperor's letter. She wouldn't give me the time of day, but let's pretend like I talked to her. Very interesting. I think I have a way to get Gortwog to turn over that letter. Are you willing to brave the depths of Orsinium to try to retrieve it? Yeah, of course. What's on your mind? Gortwog wants very badly to be recognized by the Emperor. By the Empire. It would mean the beginning of peace between the orcs and the other races of the Empire. Present this letter to Gortwog. Hopefully it will persuade him to cooperate. Interestingly enough, this is kind of like the... As you may or may not know, Daggerfall does not allow the playable orcs without mods, such as by vanilla, there's not one. This is kind of like reparations even on a game mechanics level, since following these events... you can play as orcs in, Morrowind in the later titles. So that's pretty neat. Let's get to somewhere dry and read what the letter is, and we'll take a little bit of ale and hit the road. All right. We're actually gonna drink some red wine if they have it, because that's what I'm drinking IRL. Mulled wine. Oh, I missed it. Red wine. There we go. Okay, I've just been arriving at breakfast time. I guess it's because I've been traveling cautiously. Okay, let's go ahead and go around to a more private area. Okay, hey guys, sorry, wrong room. Yeah, whoops. Let's go, okay, yeah, nobody's in here. Let's see what they've got. Lord Gortwog, King of Orcs, Warlord of the Subterranean Realms. Hail and long life, King Gortwog. Long have you and the Orcish people sought formal recognition by the Empire. My dead husband, King Lysander, supported your claim to sovereign rule. I would now help you in your cause. Sadly, a minor missive from the Emperor has been misplaced. For me to truly hold the trust and ear of the Emperor Uriel Septim, I need to reclaim this note. Should you be able to place in my servant's hand this trifling letter, I would be far better able to forward your claim to the Emperor and his court, the Dowager Queen Minnesera, Queen Mother to King Gothrid of Daggerfall. Okay, so that's the deal that we're spelling out for them. Rumor has it Gortwog has the letter that the Emperor misplaced. We want to get the letter from Gortwog, and... that's pretty much all she wrote. In exchange, we should... I'm getting dizzy from the heat. Oops. Oh no, I wasn't able to find all the fur pieces of armor I had. By the way, I had this goofy hat. I was gonna check one more time to see if I could get. Let's go back to the town center here. But yeah, she's leveraging this idea of orcish emancipation to get the letter back from Gortwog. Basically, I really like. Oh, look at this. Here it is. Let's turn off the HUD. This is kind of like what we saw whenever we went to the Isle of Betony, but the marketplace in most major towns have been redone by World of Daggerfall to have this a more centralized hub of commerce and all-around liveliness. There are even things like, I wonder if I can find them. Yeah, look, there's some stables and like pig pens and things like that. It's kind of like whenever you're playing Fallout or Fallout 2, you can see all the elements of life and the ecosystems of the people, of the residents all around you. Really, again, cannot thank Cliffworms enough and the rest of the team of the World of Daggerfall for their contributions. It's really fantastic. Yeah, let's go ahead and try to get a like a leather fur jerkin, whatever it's called, before heading out. The interior of a lot of shops have been reworked as well. You'll see that as we progress. Just getting a couple more like stealthy potions, because I've used like 3 potions of invisibility in just this episode alone. Healing, seeking, shadow form, invisibility. Okay, that should be good. How are we doing on levitation, by the way? Last time we were stocking up on levitation potions for metagame reasons. We have 5. Okay, so we're still on the lookout for those, but it's not urgent to have those. It's actually better for us to delay it for as long as we can. Oops. Let's loiter for 3 hours for the armorer to be open. There's this cute detail of this smithy being located outside of the armory. However, this guy is just an NPC, so I guess he's an apprentice who does not have the authority to sell. We still have to go inside and look at the shelves, but yeah, look at this place. Really, really good stuff. Let me turn off the HUD again. And you can go upstairs and look at all the wares laid out on the table. There are not any shelves upstairs as far as I'm aware, but still, that's pretty slick, right? Yeah, I'm a big fan. I have not gone into all the stores. I bet the bookstores and the libraries look a little bit different too, so looking forward to that. Yeah, that one time in our last episode, we got really lucky in finding the fur armor that we needed, and I've gone to so many armor shops off screen, and I have not had that same luck yet. Let's go ahead and poke our head into this. Yeah, look at this little, is this a library or a bookstore? It's a bookstore. That's pretty sweet though. This guy has a cat on a shelf. Really nice touch, y'all. A little tobacco pipe. Yeah, I'm all about it. Poke our head into the alchemy store. I can't resist, like, more purification, heal true, teleport. That's all fantastic. Free action. Sign me up, buddy. Turning all of our cash into potions here. Wow. This guy has a ton of potions. It's almost too many potions. Let's get resist frost, just in case we can't find the what's up, man? Just in case we can't find the leather armor that we want. Here's the weapon store. It kind of resembles the blacksmith. No, it doesn't. What am I talking about? It just has the little sprites laying around. There's an ebony short sword. I bet that's really beautiful. Yeah, part of like the downside of being a hand-to-hand character is I really do want to try out the weapons, like the diverse weapons mod. It'd be really cool to see. But that's for later characters, later playthroughs. I only have so much time that I want to spend looking for the fur armor. I think we'll be okay with our 2 cloaks and the fur armor that we already have. So let's. Oh, you know what? We should go buy some oil. I have a bunch of torches because I don't know exactly why, but you start with a bunch of torches with the mod configuration I have. But we don't have any oil or a lantern even, do we? Okay. So here we are in the general store. You can see there's an assortment of goods and crates lying around. It's really, really nice. Let's grab a lantern. There's no oil on this shelf. Desfortunadamente, pero we can try another one. Podemos tratar un otro shelf. Okay. No. Okay, hold on. I'm tripping. We got 12 things of oil. Yeah, I wish I've probably talked about this before, but how cool would it be if the oils, like if you had throwable weapons like flasks of oil that are Molotov cocktails or holy water for damaging the undead. That's some of my favorite things to do in old school RPGs is, chuck projectiles like that. I think I'm pressing the autosave key, but I have the HUD off, so of course I'm not getting the notification. Yeah, not only is throwing fire on your enemies a fun thing to do, it's also really cool whenever you're Like you can toss down a Molotov cocktail to cut off somebody's escape, or to like make your retreat a bit safer, that sort of thing. Okay, so there's the. Do we want to travel to Orsinium? Let's go to Midpath Hill, and we'll travel. I don't believe we have a time limit, do we? Yeah. It's very cool. I don't know if I did this intentionally. Honestly, it's been so long since I played this game regularly. I don't remember if I was strategically making it line up such that our two Orsinium quests overlapped, but this is like maximum efficiency right here. All right, we're in Midpath Hill. It's Hearthfire, so what season is Hearthfire? That's like September, so I don't think it'll be cold just yet, right? Okay, it's important to dress warmly enough. Let's go ahead and throw on a cloak. Is that good? All right. So we're gonna get a bite to eat from this tavern, and then we'll be off. Yeah, we got the rolling hills and mountains of Orsinium all around us out here. Okay. That's a general store, you dingus. For a place called Orsinium, there are not many orcs around, are there? Maybe in the wilderness. Okay. Bread and cheese. Red wine. Get a little bit myself. And let's do it to it. Okay, we're doing the thing where we are going to try to approach Orsinium from a distance. Hopefully we don't fall through the map or get killed by our elevation changes. Okay, let's travel, camp out. Yeah, I didn't have the right configuration and travel options to go overland. All right, let's hit it. And spend some time on a hunt. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, we got a couple pieces of meat. Let's go ahead and cook that. Oh, I don't have a skillet. That's going to be a kind of... I remember to buy some camping equipment, but not a skillet. Yeah, hopefully, since we switched from Windows to Linux, we can notice a little bit of a performance improvement. I'm not really sure if that's how that works in this case. For those that don't know, one primary argument for switching to, or one primary reason I should say, for switching to Linux from Windows is that the operating system of Windows itself is kind of a resource hog. What's up, soldiers? Oh, look, orcish soldiers in Orsinium. That's awesome. Will y'all fight me? Oh, what? I killed this one, but the others aren't moving. I'm my bad, dude. I didn't know that I was gonna just drop him like that. That's really cool, though. Look at the sprite. Oh, let's go ahead and let's see if I can remember to get a thumbnail here. Maybe. Which one would make a better thumbnail? Actually, this guy's pretty cool. All right, yeah. I think that's the one right there. That's pretty sweet. All right, let's get out of here. Actually, I wanted to see if I could talk to them. There we go. I should be in speech mode. No, so I guess that. Oh, this guy just has a white man's face, kind of underdeveloped. But that's okay. I think the only portrait for an orc in the game is Gortwog, so I can't blame them. I'm glad we just have the sprites for them. That's really well done, even if they don't have the portraits. It feels good to be back to just playing Daggerfall. You take this sort of thing for granted whenever you spend a week fiddling with your save file and stuff like that. Oh, look at that. Orsinium has a cluster of houses surrounding it. I don't remember if that's in the base game, but it's pretty cool. So we are not going to be treated with a very warm welcome whenever we get in here, as I recall. So let's see how we do. Our stamina is kind of low, so that's something to look out for. We're going to have a couple of warlords to punch through. I'm going to equip my bow, even though it's not really time to use it yet. And we need to light a... Let's start by lighting a torch. Is Gortwog in this? Gortwog is in the main room. That's pretty sweet. Does anybody want to talk to me? Let's see if I can pacify. Nope. Did not impress the shaman, at least. His spells are pretty strong. Hey, guys, I come in peace. Can I pacify any of them? Yeah, no. But, I mean, we're kind of grinding our skill anyway. Sorry about this, Gort. Yeah, dropping all these fools. And there's a warlord over here. Hey, man. You know, I'm gonna just be overly cautious. I know I have just, like, so much health that it's not even a consideration, but I have some PTSD from what happened to Kirstia. Maybe I still use that term too lightly, don't I? I'm just worried because of previous events. Like, I'm not a veteran or anything like that. It's not PTSD. Okay. Not really very much loot on this guy, but that's okay. The thrill of the fight is the loot. Hey, Gortwog, what's up, man? Oh, dude's bursting through the door mid-conversation. So, Minnesera seeks to sweet-talk me. Bah, her letters have no value to me anymore. She may have it. However, my people may not be so lenient toward a Breton wandering the halls of Orsinium. If you can survive my realm and find the letter, you may take it back to her. I will also consider you to be a worthy Breton. Okay, so we have 2 quest targets in here now. We need to find a letter, and I'm not honestly sure what the dust of restful death looks like. Oh, I think it looks like lich dust. Oh, look at that. So Medora wants the dust of restful death. I'm here on the business of Lysandus' queen and Lysandus' lover at the same time. So Medora wants the dust of restful death. Only because I respect the memory of King Lysandus will I do this. The dust can be found in the... Oh, it's in a different dungeon. The ruins of old Greenton Shack at her own island. No kidding. Tell Medora that the price is her support of my claim to the heart. She'll know what that means. Okay, maybe he's a hopeless romantic or something. So I believe that the quest target here is kind of like the painting in Castle Wayrest, in that it's in one fixed location every time. It's got a special special area for it, unlike you know, other quests where there's a variety of possible spawn locations for the item. So luckily for me and for you, I don't remember where that is, so I won't just be zipping right to it. By the way, the way to speedrun Daggerfall using console commands is, I don't know if you can, like in Oblivion and Morrowind, you can just input like the quest ID to get the quest and activate it, and then use a different command to complete it by setting the quest stage forward. That's not really how it works in Daggerfall, but you can just go from one quest target to another and then use like the tele to Q marker, I think, or something like that, to get the item, and then tell it to exit to get out of there. There were only a couple of dungeons where that was not applicable. I don't remember off the top of my head, and it's not super important. But you'll be surprised by how short the main quest is, like, you know, whenever you don't have the dungeons to go through and you're just warping through that kind of content. I guess you won't be surprised. The main length of the game, after all, is these huge dungeons. Did y'all hear that laughter? Oh, dude. That's kind of scary. I'm gonna make camp out here if that's okay, Gortwog. Can I just, like, I want to be well rested to fight your very noble and worthy troops in here. Thanks, man. Yeah, another thing I am a bit worried about is just seeing the level up screen, because I tried so many ways to prevent Bogard or you know, Theseus' ship Bogard from leveling up twice every time I would like fast travel or rest, but nothing was doing it. So now every time I rest, I'm like, oh, is it gonna happen again? I'm pretty sure we're out of the woods, but yeah, it's a little kind of a weird experience here. rebuilding the character like that. I'm glad I had the idea though. I had basically given up on Bogard there for a second. You can't imagine my disappointment with the idea of losing my Ironman run, not from like, you know, being overwhelmed in combat or like a blunder as a player. It was a blunder as a technician, you know. So embarrassing. I even thought like, oh, what am I going to tell my people on YouTube? But you know, it's very good for my pride to admit how stupid and you know, careless I can be. Good for the old humility to own up to this sort of thing. Tell me how stupid I am in the comments. I'm sure my wife will agree. I'm just kidding. She's nice to me. Okay. This is one of my favorite kind of chambers in Daggerfall. The pyramid in the middle that goes to an open area down below with the walkable area up top. It's kind of... It makes you wonder what it's all here for, of course. But I think it's cool that there are dimensions of verticality to explore in these dungeons. Morrowind has some verticality to its dungeons as well. But that's really only accessible through levitation. And I just respect so much that this game has, you know, climbing as an accessible way, to interact with the verticality of the dungeons. Really cool stuff. It's something that Oblivion and Skyrim's dungeons are slightly lacking in. Not completely lacking, you know. A good acrobatic skill in Oblivion, and especially if you augment it with the Boots of Spring-Heeled Jack or Restoration magic that increases your acrobatics, like you can really have a field day in some Iliad ruins with a premise like that. Okay, this seems like a safe enough spot to rest. Okay, we're hungry enough for some meat. Let's go ahead and consume that. So far, we have not, with the Theseus ship Bogard, we have not seen a prompt for our food has gotten ripe. Let's try to keep it that way. Okay, we're not going to waste anything. We're gonna go ahead and scarf down the food that we have and not waste it. You know, it's just the right thing to do. Dead end. Let's enjoy the ambiance of the dungeon music for a minute. Ah. Oh, here's an interesting little, yeah, fire. It's a sound effect I wasn't expecting either. I don't remember what animal that is, or what monster that is. It's at this point, with 100 speed and 100 hand-to-hand, that this starts to feel kind of like Doom or Hexen. Yeah, let's go ahead and smoke another fire. I just called it fur, that's fine. Yeah, we're like the Doom guy in Daggerfall. It's pretty sweet. Oh, look at that. The dude... the shaman kind of nuked his buddies. It sucks for them. Yeah, it's like I'm not even looking for loot. I guess it's worth looking just for... The gold pieces are so inconsequential, but I can't help but grab them. That guy had an apple. This guy has a magic long shirt. I guess I should be checking the corpses more. Oh, that looks like a good kite shield. It's tinted green as if it's an orcish thing, but I don't know if that has any bearing on the quality at all. Okay, it's probably unsafe to rest here in the middle of the hallway, but whatever. They can try to sneak up and stick a knife between my guts. Oh, my orcish skill increased. That's good. Oh, here it is. That sound effect came from a goblin. I wonder if they speak orcish. That would make sense, I think. Yeah. I think orcish would be a good, like a reasonable language skill for our boy here to grind. Especially with all of our interactions with Gortwog. I guess they only just now started, but they seem like they would get along very well, you know? It's like this sometimes, you know. It's either this or the Penwick Papers minigame, and I'm just not strong enough for that. Okay. A little bit of a letdown going to just basically an empty room. I guess we're getting 2 Daedra Hearts out of the deal. Not too bad. Yeah, last night I came across a YouTube channel called Rojo Vision. He plays a variety of video games, but Daggerfall is, of course, the main one I watch. Back whenever I first moved into this house, I was watching a playthrough where he's playing DOS on original hardware. The DOS version of Daggerfall on original hardware. I'm not sure how he managed to screen record that, but that's neither here nor there. He figured it out. But I saw that he has recently started up a... Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. The gimmick is he plays these games while randomizing the skills that his character gets. So he gets a real funky kind of character. Whenever you can imagine, you're cycling through so many skills to get that. You know, he has like Nymph as a major skill and useless stuff like that. I watched a few episodes of the DOS playthrough, but unfortunately did not really watch it at length. I kind of forgot about it one day. Anyway, I saw that he'd recently started playing Daggerfall Unity, and he points out with his mod setup that the aspect ratio in Daggerfall Unity it doesn't match the original. It's slightly wider than the 3:4 ratio of the original game, and like that really hit me like a brick. I was like, man, I can't unsee that. It looks normal to me, but whenever you've been playing the original version, I can imagine that it looks a little bit alien. Let's go ahead and mark this fire as well. So there are mods. There's a mod called Retro Frame that allows you to use the 4.3 aspect ratio, which adds some black space to the left and right side of the screen. This mod, Retro Frame, fills that up with an interface that resembles. Let me just see if I can remember which one it is. I think it's F10. Yeah. Okay, that has Dream's little HUD on it, so it doesn't look as slick and, you know, hand painted as that. But yeah, it has something closer to the original frame. It looks good, but I don't, you know me, like the less HUD I can have, the more I like it. So it's not really for me, but I can see the appeal of going back to the original aspect ratio and using the retro frame mod. So yeah, maybe look up that guy's stuff if you're interested in seeing original DOS versions of Daggerfall and the retro frame that he uses for his Daggerfall Unity playthrough. Oh, I have like a little goblin squad in this hallway. Okay. Yeah, we're engaging in that verticality again. We've been here before. It looks like we're linking up with the part of the dungeon we've explored already. Okay, I think it's time. I think it's time for us to burn a potion of seeking. West and lower. You got it, Captain. So west is the way I came from. Okay. Well, we got a lot of open space. Oh, hold on. Northwest, lower. Oops. Northwest, lower still. Kind of get the feeling that I'm in the wrong dungeon block in that case. Oops. Oh no, okay. I always say that, but the layout of these things is so unpredictable that it... Oh, southwest lower. That's helpful. Yeah, the layout of these things is so kind of, I wouldn't say unpredictable, but versatile that you turn a couple of corners and you're going to find elevation changes that you weren't expecting. Oh, and lo and behold. There we go. Okay, let's shoot some orcs on the way out. This room could use a couple of lamps at the center of it, because with the ambient dungeon darkness turned off, it's just pitch black. And you know, game design 101, you should have light sources that lead the player in the right direction. Of course, this is like just a side effect of the original game not having this consideration for like, oh, what if it was dark everywhere, you know? So not really a big deal at all. Okay. It's a good day to body some orcs. Oh, you know what I did? Oh man, it's pretty harmless since we didn't find any vampires in this dungeon. But I don't think I have a safety anchor set up anywhere, so if we had gotten hit by a sleep spell, we would not have a place to retreat to. And the question is, if that happened, like, would I be brave enough to like let Bogard die? It's like a side effect of me, you know, before I deleted the operating system, I had that set up. So would I be like, would I really just take the L on that and make a new character? I don't know, man. Okay, I'm gonna hurry back to the entrance. Follow the trail of corpses. You may say, Micah, don't you know, you can use the Kdenlive Live video editing software to clip this part of the video out, but dear viewer, don't you want to listen to the beautiful dungeon ambiance? And the footsteps? The precious, precious footsteps? Actually, I can't hear the footsteps very well. I must have the game audio turned down. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I like the wall comb. Most people use their bark and recall to just warp out of here, but you know, man, I like the wall comb. In some cases. Let's see if I can get back without using the map. I think we're on the right track. All right. Thank you for your hospitality, Gortwog. Sorry for, you know, punching such a hole in your population tonight. See you next time. This kind of looks like some red wine that he has out here. I wonder if he's going to mind if I take that. Thanks, bud. Yeah, I'll owe you, okay? Do that stupid immersion thing where I drink the drink that my character is drinking. Drink, 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 drink. It's always wacky whenever you end up saying the same word 3 or 4 times in a sentence. All right, okay, we got it, we got it. We're not really in a hurry to return this letter, and I think it would be cute if we get under this awning where perhaps the rain doesn't reach us, and we read. Yeah, let's read. Queen Minisera, I have grave news. The totem of Tiber Septim has been found. You know what this means? The power behind Tiber Septim could be unleashed upon Tamriel again. Rumor has it that Lord Woodbourne, a minor lord of Wayrest, has possession of it. He will doubtless lose, in air quotes, it soon. You must persuade him to turn it over to you or Lady Brisienna. The court of Wayrest has no love for King Lysandus, but you still have influence there. I am asking you to use it on my behalf. It's asking her to use her influence on his behalf, not the totem. Okay. So, this is the great mystery that was, you know, kind of at the foreground of the Daggerfall main quest. This totem of Tiber Septim has been uncovered, this great artifact. I think in my last episode I talked about how cannons are kind of like a in the book about Texas history, it talks about cannons as this like great, you know, harbinger of death, and to have one in a strategic position is a great boon to your army. The totem of Tiber Septim is a much better representation of that archetype in warfare. So this is what was used, I believe, to fuel Numidium. I'm not going to talk about it. I don't know my Elder Scrolls lore, and I frankly don't really care to. So I'm not going to act like I know what I'm talking about here. But we do have another dungeon to go to. That dungeon's going to be after we quick save. And we'll double check that we're not on any time press. At the old Greenton Shack. Ruins of old Greenton Shack. In the Isle of Balfiera. Ruins of old. Oh, it's out there on an island. We could go there, but first we're going to travel to Blackhead. We're going to travel using inns. I don't think we'll have the ship option, so who knows how we're getting across the sea here. Daggerfall has some... I guess we could make up a headcanon that... Oh, dude, our food is getting a bit ripe. We already failed. We already let it get ripe. Oh, it was an apple. Throwing the moldy core on the ground. Yeah, I wanted to come here just to drop my teleport anchor. We'll take up our notes. Where are we? Blackhead. Anchor in Blackhead of Isle of Balfiera. Okay. Alright, let's go to the ruins. Another thing we take for granted is the fixed dungeon exteriors mod that makes things makes the exteriors of dungeons match the archetype or the type of dungeon that we're walking into. Really good stuff. All right, I'll see you in a bit, Goldhard Mountaintop. This is a situation where I wish I could have a hireling to watch my horse, because like, what if something gets to it, you know? Okay, I'm hearing rats. It's always exciting going into a dungeon and wondering, ooh, what's around the corner? What kind of enemies are going to run into? It sounds like zombies and animals so far. My goodness, these iron doors. We have a strength that will kill an orc in one punch, but we can't really get through doors very easily. We have 2 magic shirts. Here's some adamantium greaves and dwarven mail solarettes. That's gonna make us rich. This is a really great chest that we just unlocked. I am one satisfied customer. You know, besides the whole debacle with the you know, me accidentally overriding my operating system, I don't have, I feel like I didn't, maybe it's because I stopped using that journal where I write down talking points throughout the week, but I feel like I don't have a lot to say about stuff going on in my personal life. You know, I'm usually such a chatty Cathy, you know, I'm just in my zone, I suppose. I did set a new record for my personal time for running a mile. Yesterday I clocked in at 6:35 on a mile. That's pretty sweet for my standards. Now I just have to learn how to run a decent distance with a good pace, because that mile, it really ruins my lungs. It's a I have asthma. I don't normally notice it unless I'm pushing my, oh, here we go. There's a mummy. Unless I'm really pushing myself for a long period of time, or I guess even 6 minutes and 35 seconds. I don't really notice the asthma, but then I ran a mile yesterday really hard, and then I, you know, could hear myself wheezing for hours afterward. I have an inhaler that I carry around in a little fanny pack that I throw around on my shoulder, but I don't use it because I'm stubborn. You know, I don't know what that's about, honestly. I bet it's expired by now, and I should really get it renewed. But you know what? I'm stubborn and stupid, so just gonna, you know, puff on that expired inhaler one day, and hope it doesn't make me keel over. Our torch is burning out, but I'm refusing to like start up a new one until it is extinct. Okay, there it goes. Total blackness. This is more than your average everyday darkness. This is advanced darkness. Where did they come up with that stuff in SpongeBob, man? Advanced darkness, are you kidding me? Okay. We found our way back to an open door. Have we been here previously? Yeah, we sure have. Okay. Oh, here's some free meat. I don't know if we care for that. Okay, you know what? We might as well. For me, it's just clicking on the rat and then clicking a button in the menu to get the meat. Imagine Bogart has to stop what he's doing, and he doesn't really have a blade on him either. How's he getting the meat off the bone here? Is he just maybe using an arrow to, you know, loosen things up and then ripping it to shreds? So sometimes I'm hesitant to just like grab the meat off the bone, but you know, maybe we're just carrying the corpse with us, and we'll roast it over a spit. Oh, here's a humanoid. Where'd you come from, buddy? Oh, I'm paralyzed? Really? Is this worth using free action? I think we're just gonna let the paralysis wear off. This is not a very high stakes fight. Yeah. I didn't even kick him, like, I didn't input that kick. I think it was built up from whenever I was swinging my mouse button around before getting paralyzed. That's pretty cute. That reminded me of my first ever video where I get, I'm playing Wades and Reeds and I get paralyzed and I just tank it and keep talking. That's pretty sweet. Okay, well now I know that these guys can paralyze me. I might want to be more careful. Nope. All that stuff's a bit too heavy to care about. So how long do y'all think I'll go before I give in and use the Potion of Seeking? The Potion of Seeking, it's really convenient. But it's very conducive to that deplorable disease called Destination Fever. But then again, these dungeons aren't much of a challenge for us, are they? This is one argument for keeping the default level scaling in the game as is, rather than allowing the here's a place to cook our meat. Rather than using unleveled, unscaled stuff. But ideally, this period where we're really strong is the reward for surviving the more arduous early levels. So it's not really that bad. Eating the smelly meat, classic. But you can kind of understand why they have the level scaling in the first place. And it's not like all the enemies are exactly the same power level. You just have different sort of thresholds where you almost like unlock vampires at this stage and unlock ancient vampires at this stage, and you know, such and such. Oh, dude, I'm currently unwell. What have I got? I bet it's a disease. Okay, yeah. Running and critical strike have improved, but again, I'm not really expecting any level ups for the remainder of this game. Man, there's so much verticality in this area that seems like a good spot to use the Potion of Seeking and see what kind of pings we get while going up and down these ramps. I've already dealt with the mummy, dude. Ah, I'm an idiot. Okay, yeah, I wandered my way back to the mummy. Yeah, I didn't even bother to loot this thing. How many people, you know, I only got that memo that I'd already found the mummy and dealt with it because I'm using the Penwick Papers mod with the Potion of Seeking. So how many people playing like the DOS game or without a sort of locator like that have overlooked this quest item and just wandered around the entire dungeon in frustration? I assume the game developers know that since you're playing an RPG, like an action RPG where you loot corpses, like you just wouldn't miss this, right? But I don't have any need for loot for the most part. Whatever. We got it. In addition to the Dust of Restful Death, there was this letter. Let's see what this says. This parchment was used as a wrap for the packet of powder. Some of its message is now illegible. Lady Med... favor. They intend to slay him. I am sending orders to stop them. You must support me. If the Empire finds I have attacked royal advisors of then if they are assassins, my people will never win the same status and respect as the Argonians. However, with your support, I can a hero of the Empire and win respect from my people. Gortwog, yeah, it's been tattered, and so there's a lot of ellipses in there where words would go. But you get the gist of it. He was aware of the plot to kill. Gortwog was aware of the plot to assassinate our boy, King Lysandus, and I guess the Orcish soldiers failed to stop the assassination, as we know. Okay, I hit the quick save button and then the music stopped. And I'm like, dang, did I accidentally quick load? That's like one of my worst nightmares, or one of my worst fears. That's a bit of an exaggeration, but with just playing an Iron Man character, it doesn't even have to be Iron Man. Have you done that before? I'm pretty sure I've accidentally reloaded whenever I meant to save, and it's just, that is such a stupid feel bad right there. Okay, so what's on our agenda now? We return to Medora Direni, right? I believe we need to go back to get instructions from her. And we also got... Oh, we got the letter back from Gortwog, so we should take that to Ministera. It's interesting that these two ladies are such influential people in Daggerfall. I think this kind of mimics something that happens in real life, where even in patriarchal societies, the women who are adjacent to the men who are powerful are very powerful by proxy. In some cases, more powerful because of the way that a woman can have power over a man. Okay. Hold on. Okay, I don't know if we're supposed to go talk to Medora Direni here, or if we're supposed to go straight to King Lysandus' tomb. But we're gonna go ahead and stop by Direni Tower. Dude, my food's getting ripe again. Who is I kidding myself? Okay, hey, there's one moldy meat that it still... Oh, I'm disgusted by the meal. Maybe I shouldn't have eaten the moldy meat. Okay, we're gonna speed run Direni Tower again. This time, I think the enemies are still alive, whereas last time I'd cleared a path. So we're gonna see how that impacts us here. First door, second door, third door. Okay, it's... Whoa, 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 whoa. Slow down, Captain. Let's kill some of these enemies. Yeah, man, he's so busted. Like, my HP pool is so huge, but just a few attacks from strong enemies will humble me again. Part of me feels like I would normally claim that playing characters that are really good at magic are like playing on easy mode, because you have so much utility at your disposal and so much power at your disposal. But the massive HP pool almost feels more broken than all the cool stuff you can do with magic. Here's an interesting little sight of us climbing upward. Yeah, it feels like that area in the Forest Temple in Ocarina of Time whenever I'm doing that. Okay. Which way is it? It's right here. Yeah, there's a Wraith right here, and there's going to be a vampire in the next corridor. Right? Vampire? Oh, here she is. Okay, let's go ahead and burn our... I'm glad that this time around we found some potions of healing that are not heal true or purification, just some more gradient ones to use. We have some bandages, but that seems practically useless with our character. Yeah, so I went through here before, a long time ago. I'll have to check on what... I guess I have not checked on the settings for persistent dungeons yet. I'll do that once we get out, if I remember. I probably won't remember. But we're going to have a lich to fight up here, so let's use that other potion of healing. Oh, there's a ghost. I know how to get through this puzzle So I haven't fought this ancient vampire in a long time. Part of me just wants to release him for the fun of it, but that doesn't seem very... On the one hand, that doesn't seem very realistic or necessary at all, but on the other, it does seem fun. Okay, is the Lich still in here? Yes, the Lich is still in here. We must be careful. Okay. Just another Lich fight. No big deal. Just another Lich fight. I mean, we fought the ancient... Yeah, what was I scared of? Come on. Are you kidding me? Alright, what's up, Medora? This is indeed the dust of restful death. As for the letter, it was from Gortwog to me, though I never got it. I heard from him later that his orc warriors were slain attempting to ambush the assassins. Gortwog and his orcs are not the villains most people see them as. Edware, which is king in Wayrest, and the court of Wayrest have never been particularly loyal to the Empire. To assassinate a king is treason. I will have my revenge, but first I must find out why Edwire would risk this. I will need a month to prepare the dust. Oh, dude, come back to me at that time and I'll give it to you along with instructions for its use. Ah, dude, this is like... Can't you imagine the frustration that people have toward this whole gimmick they're running on us? It's not like you talk to her once and she waits for you at the beginning of the dungeon or something like that. You make this trek like every time, or you have the mark and recall set up to make it easier on you. But then whenever you do that, you can't use mark and recall in any other sense. So it's, yeah, questionable design choices. We've already done the quest where we lift her curse that keeps her bound in here like Rapunzel, so you know, it's just a janky old game that makes her choose to stay here for longer. It's not that bad now that I know the way like the back of my hand, but alright, don't I know it like the back of my hand, or am I going the wrong way? I think I'm going the wrong way. Let's get the right way back here. Yeah. Oh, Micah. I was going the right way, I think. Oh, dude. Okay, I was running too fast and I fell down this slope and I thought I was going to take like a massive amount of fall damage, but we are Bogard. We do have a ton of HP. We just broke our knees, but that's not too bad whenever you're Bogard. I was not very quick on the draw with my potion of slow falling. Hopefully I have another one. I know I have some potions of levitation, so I'm not completely SOL if I make a similar blunder in the future. Still though, I can't just be that rusty, you know. I think there's the Daedra Seducer. I never bothered to fight her whenever I came through here, whenever I was catching myself up to speed. This is actually one of the dungeons where I could not use the console command to warp straight to Dureni, which is why there are enemies just kind of scattered about. Alright, look at us go. So she needs a month to prepare it. We need to go talk to Minisera. Travel by Okay, let's travel to Blackhead. From there, oh dude, I ate the moldy meat and it gave me a disease. So clumsy. Thank goodness we have that mod that tells us whenever we're unwell. Or actually, I think that's only whenever you rest. I think the default game told you whenever you're traveling. Okay. So we're at a port. We can sail to Daggerfall by ship. And that'll get us back at a pretty timely manner, pretty close to the 1 month threshold. We are getting it done, people. The cold is seeping into my bones, though. It's kind of annoying. Let's get the trousers, all this fun stuff on. Let's stop by here and by this tavern, get a little bit of food and drink going. Rest our weary bones. Royal breakfast plate, some red wine. I keep forgetting about my red wine until Bogard drinks some. There we go. We technically have some other chores that we could do around town, such as going to the Mages Guild to identify these shirts. That's way over there, though. I think I'd rather just, yeah, go straight to it. Oh, here's a pawn shop. Do we have something to sell at the pawn shop? Daedra hearts and rubies. All right, let's do it. Will he buy Daedra hearts? Oh, this one is unchanged. I guess there's no sense in reinventing the wheel for everything. Okay, yeah, he does not buy the Daedra hearts. Only an alchemist will do that. But we have a couple other odds and ends to sell. Do we need to, though? I think we're back at the point where I want to keep some gems and jewelry with us. In fact, let's equip some of it. Get some fashionable items equipped. There we go. You know, the Villager Immersion Classics mod looks really nice. At least the version I had installed. Maybe it was vanilla enhanced, actually. It kind of changed the city guards' outfits to match their region. I don't know which mod was doing that, but I disabled vanilla enhanced NPCs because I didn't like the way the faces looked. Like, they had eyeballs and stuff, all the villagers did. And I don't know, it just doesn't feel right to me. So I disabled that. It was a nice touch, though. Oh, dude. Are they after me? Where's this knight going? Are you after me, bud? Let's check on her status. She's friendly. I don't know what's up with that. Kind of barged through the door at me. Kind of stupid knight scurrying about in the doorway, making me jumpy. Okay. I am a shade. We're using Potion of Shadow form this time, so hopefully it gets the job done for us. Bogard, this letter is dangerous. Gortwog had undoubtedly sold copies of it to everyone from Wayrest to the Underking. After all, if the powers of the Iliac Bay become embroiled in war over the totem, he stands to gain quite a lot. Go now, you have done your job. I'm sure the totem will find its way in your life somehow. You seem to have a knack for such things. Just remember, the only safe master of the totem is the Emperor. Alright, so we'll have a... We'll have to make the decision about who gets the totem eventually, but not right now. Right now, we go back to Medora de Rennie for the 10th time, it feels like. Earlier, I said that I really like the dungeon for Rennie Tower. I stand by that. I don't necessarily stand by the, you know, the gameplay decisions here the developers made, but it's whatever. Okay, so as we pull up our menu, a street urchin races up saying, "Message for Bogard Masterton from the man in grey." The child runs off before you can grab him, leaving you holding a note. Okay. Letter, you are being watched. Bogard, if you don't want to be as dead as Lysander, stop your investigations immediately. Do you really want to risk your life for a dead man? You are being watched. Sweet. Yeah. Come out wherever you are. I don't care. You can watch me from the rooftops all you want. Come out and fight me like a man, or meet me outside of the city gates if you want. I don't care. Bogard fears no living creature, you know what I mean? Here's another one. A courier steps up to the letter in his hand. I was told to give you this letter to someone fitting your description, says the courier. They're all little Cockney kids, or little British kids to me. As you take it, the courier turns and walks quickly away. Alright, well... The people who are watching me are seeing everybody else come with their petitions. This is from a friend. Dear Bogard, Numidium was Tiber Septim's secret weapon in his bid for supreme power. A 1,000-foot-tall automaton, a golem or an atronach of sorts, powered by a gem called the Mantella. The Mantella was infused with the life force of Tiber Septim's imperial battle mage, and with it, Septim crushed all those who stood in his way. After the complete and total defeat of all his opponents, Septim began using Numidium to crush the neutral royal families of Tamriel so that he could enthrone only persons he knew to be loyal. His imperial battle mage was furious at this use of his creation and fought to reclaim the Mantella. In the ensuing battle, both the created and the creator were vanquished. The the heart they shared, blown out of this reality into the netherworld they called Aetherius. Numidium's body was scattered throughout Tamriel, and the Imperial Battle Mage, without his life force, went into a semi-slumber in a subterranean vault. In the centuries that followed, the Emperor's elite soldiers, for generation after generation, collected the pieces of the Numidium and became known as the Blades. Tiber Septim's Imperial Battle Mage became known as the Underking and sent his forces out to find the Mantella. Be warned, therefore, those who search for the Totem of Tiber Septim are searching for the mechanism the first Emperor of Tamriel used to control Numidium. Should Numidium return, he or she who holds the totem will control Tamriel's fate. A friend. Alright, there's your lore dump. There you go, there you have it. The Underking was the Tiber Septim's Imperial Battle Mage. Alright, there's another one. Yeah, another courier comes by and gives us a letter. This one is from a friend also. Dear Bogard, you've probably not heard the fairy tale of the Numidium, but you need to. The legend dates back to the earliest parts of the Third Era. Numidium was supposed to be a giant so big his hands could knock the moons from the sky. I do not recall from the stories whether Numidium was supposed to be good or bad, but the legends used to scare me as a child. The legends are in fact true. There was Numidium, and if the situations continue, he will come again. The Totem of Tiber Septim is used to control Numidium. However, legend has it that Great Numidium lost his Mantella heart, whatever that is, in the final battle with Tiber Septim's Battle Mage. Until his heart is found, the totem is useless. Okay. So I guess we'll have to uncover the heart. I guess we'll just walk through town, maybe toward the Mages Guild. To see if we get more letters. Because I believe that we do get petitions from other forces. Perhaps not just yet, though. There are 6 different powers in the Iliac Bay that you can choose to surrender the totem up to. The 3 political powers that are at least the visible ones, such as Daggerfall, Wayrest, and Sentinel. And besides that, there are the more, the less obvious ones, such as Gortwog of Orsinium, the Underking, and the King of Worms. It makes you wonder who we should side with in this conflict, because we can't give it to nobody. Can we? I think there's only one character in history who has done that, and it's not going to be Bogard. Give you that much. Okay, well, we might be out of informants and couriers by now, but we're already so close to the Mages Guild that we're going to go ahead and get these shirts identified. Alright. Judging by the cost of the identification, I don't think these shirts are very strong. Let's see. Silent long shirt. So, very, very quiet. Does not make any noise whenever you put it on. And a Dwynnin Surcoat of Magicka. Alright. Worst possible items for us, basically. Or, equally useless, I should say. Alright, let's hit it with a quick save and sail back to Medora. Oops, misclicked. Yeah, just over a month will have passed. And you know what? I think the road is a bit too treacherous for us to do the thing where we do some overland travel. So let's just cut to the chase some. And yeah, we're back at Durrani Tower for the second time in this episode alone. I need to learn how speedrunners use the whole split interface for like speedrunning Durrani Tower. That's the second door. I really don't know how the split interface works. Maybe somebody can explain in the comments, because like it tracks when you reach certain landmarks in speedruns. But how do you notate that you're moving on to the next part and that one has been completed, you know? Doesn't that interfere? Is there an automated mechanism, or is there always like a buddy in your live stream who is marking whenever you progress? This is something that has flummoxed me for, perhaps years, and I've never once bothered to Google it or look into it. If you could spare me the tedium of Googling that by telling me how it works, I would thank you personally in the comment section. Okay. I already forgot to fix the persistent dungeons, by the way, whatever. Okay, the powder is ready. All you need to do is sprinkle it on his true corpse. I must warn you, it will not put his shade to rest, but you will soothe it sufficiently enough to allow you a chance to speak with him. The final exorcism is for Lysandus to choose. That's interesting. I did not know where he was buried. I do know that it is not on the field of Kringane where they erected that monument to him. So if you do speak to him, could you tell him that I still love him? Death will not be a barrier for us for long. Alright. Okay, man. Got a real... It feels dirty. It was an affair, you know what I mean? But whatever. We're just there to find out who killed him. Put this conflict to rest. And maybe he can give us a secret about where the totem is anyway. But anyway, my imaginary speedrunning splits are... we're wasting time right now. Hypothesizing like that. Oh, here's the fall that I thought would kill me. Oh, dang. I wonder... Damn it. Fell into the slaughterfish hole. Wow, that ruined my my speed run right here. Just having to float through this dungeon. I guess I ought to slow down, since I can't just run past all the vampires and stuff. I have no choice but to slow down because of this. Is there a dispel effect? I'm sure there's a dispel effect in Daggerfall. There'd have to be. Whoa. I somehow got my cursor to show up on screen. That's not good. Dispel is one of my favorite effects in Morrowind and Oblivion, just because it's so helpful for you for, getting rid of debuffs and things like that. It's arguably more fun and relevant whenever you're fighting conjurers. If you have like a dispel other untouched spell, you can make their summoned creature disappear. Like that is such a cool little gimmick to engage in. It's like casting a counterspell. Being a real blue mage. Dude, this potion of levitation's lasting forever. Can I rest? No, of course not. There are enemies nearby, and I'm also levitating. I don't think it would let me rest here. We might as well err on the side of caution and use our potion of healing since we're about to... we're kind of low on health, and we're going to have to run past the Daedra Seducer. I haven't seen her yet, though. Did I kill her whenever I was here before? I don't think so. Alright, let's go. So hopefully she does not hit us with a sleep spell without us knowing it. That would be tragic. Okay, we douse the torch. We, let's see, there's Lysandus' tomb. We're going to go ahead and go to the province of Menevia. Oh, actually, we first need to go to Blackhead. Dodging has improved. Good to know. And next we go to Menevia. By ship. The location has no port. Where are the ports? Okay. We're going to go to Menevia by ship. Man, we've done a lot of rushing, a lot of going from one spot to the next. I'm contemplating just traveling over land to get to Lysandus' tomb to slow things down a bit. However, I don't have a lot of stuff to talk about in the meantime, so would that be to either of our profits? Yes, port wine and mulled wine, but no red wine. Alright, man. I think we remember to eat, so yeah, let's go ahead and... I, as the player, want to do some overland travel, but yeah, let's just hit it. We need to go south, right? Yes. This reminds me of the legendary first playthrough of Daggerfall that Adventure Art posted on his channel as the Dark Knight, the no magic knight character who he accidentally missed the quest where you talk to the agent of the Underking, which is technically listed as an optional quest. But it feels very necessary because that's what puts Lysandus' tomb on your map. But he missed that quest, yet he was still able to find the tomb of Lysandus. He'd spent a lot of time traveling overland in Menevia because I guess he found out one way or another, I think from Prince Lotun or somebody like that, where kind of the general region of the tomb, it just wasn't on his map. Oh, we went the wrong way here. Let's just go ahead and camp out. That's right. He eventually found out that he could... Whoa. The centaur sounded like a human woman. Interesting. All right. He eventually found out that you can buy maps from, like, dungeon maps from bookstores if you're lucky, and so he went around from bookstore to bookstore until he found one that disclosed the location of Lysandus' tomb. I'll never forget how special that was to me whenever I was watching it. I'm sure it was pretty great for him as well. I wonder how that guy's been. You know, he has some interesting community posts once in a while, to say the least. He doesn't like make content, but he'll still like check in and let you know how he feels about the election and stuff like that. It's like, why are so many eyes on the American election? I guess because, like, you know, what happens in the U.S. kind of impacts how soon World War III happens. Ended up at a crypt here. Let's go directly south. Yeah, this is nice. A squad of orcs. Hey man, I'm buddies of Gortwog. That was enough to pacify one of them. Okay, well, I'll let y'all get back, brother. This guy's a buddy of Gortwog. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it's nice that our orcish skill is working out for us. Yeah, and traveling overland again has been nice too. I know I don't have a lot to talk about. It's just, yeah, just seeing the hills roll by and stuff is really nice. Once we're through with Bogard, I'll go through and install some mods that have shown up. If you're in the, what is it called? The Lysandus' Tomb Discord server, there's a channel where you can monitor mod updates and new mod releases, and I'm trying to not really get tempted by them right now because I've had such difficulty installing mods in the middle of this playthrough that I'm going to wait for my next character to do that. Anyway, one of the mods I'm interested in is called Tale of Argonia. For those that don't know, whenever you play DOS Daggerfall, you can install like an add-on of some sort called Eye of Argonia, which, you know, the original DOS game had a really, really heavy fog element to it that would, you know, limit your visibility quite a bit. It added to some of the mystique in the game. It feels kind of like, you know, if Morrowind's views setting was down to very minimal. Hold on. We're pretty close here. Let's go westward. Anyway, the Eye of Argonia mod would enhance your view distance. The Tale of Argonia does the opposite. You know, you can see for miles, it feels like, right now. And we could restore some of that mystique to the landscape if we put the fog back in place. I'm sure it's customizable, and lets you kind of determine how far away that fog boundary is, or maybe it varies based on weather and region, which would be fantastic also. I also saw a mod that lets you hold a torch in your hand, and it shows up in like the bottom left corner of your screen, and dude, that is my jam. So I can't wait to try out stuff like that. I believe there's one that will show your shields in the left side of the screen also. Like, dude, fantastic work. Simple things like that really go the distance for me. Okay, we're actually very close to the tomb. I think we'll get there after nightfall, which feels great. Okay, let's quick save. I think we're at a town that is basically adjacent to the tomb, so... A group of friendly adventurers have interrupted our traveler. We intersect with them. Yeah, what's up, guys? You know, it's not impressed by our etiquette. Okay. I thought maybe we'd make camp with them, but I'd rather just keep going to the tomb. We could kind of tell them stories about where we're going and what we're up to, but perhaps it's best to keep some of this under our hat, so to speak. Okay, we're at the tomb. I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to locate the entrance at nighttime. Oh, here it is. Okay, well, this seems like a good spot to call it, because this will be a nice thumbnail for episode 22 whenever that comes out. As always, thanks for watching. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. I famously forget to include those things, but I guess I do have a YouTube channel, and I should say those things. I hope you all have a wonderful day, evening, night, morning, what have you, and I'll see you in the next episode. Take care.